Guys, so welcome to my Alaska vlog now. So I just flew into JFK a few hours ago from Keflavik, leaving. So crazy to think I was just in Iceland this morning. Well, actually, oh my gosh, it feels like midnight Iceland time. It's like 8:42 p.m. in Iceland right now, and it's like almost 5 here. Wild day. No, the flight was good, so I was a little nervous about taking the fly bus. I was worried that it would forget about me or something, but the driver came right at 6 a.m. and he picked up me. I was the only person at my hotel with that pickup time, and then we went over to that church that I was at yesterday, and we picked up an older couple there, and it was one of those little tiny shuttle vans, and then he took us to the bus terminal where we got on the big bus, and that was a full bus back to Keflavik. And I got there with plenty of time. I got randomly selected for an extra security check, so that was a little kind of annoying, but hey, it's fine. But the flight was good. They fed us lunch on the plane. I watched like 6 episodes of Queer Eye. Hold on, I am obsessed. I can't believe I was this late to the party of watching that show. It's so wholesome and good. Oh, I love it so much. I love all of the Fab Five. I love all those guys. Oh, they need to come fix me. Anyways, so I got to New York. We landed early at like 12:20, and since I don't have a US phone plan anymore in the States, I was trying to do the mobile passport app, where you can put your passport information in and go through customs a lot faster. You don't have to go to that kiosk and have the mugshot photo taken and have to wait in that ridiculous line. But I couldn't connect to the JFK Wi-Fi, so I waited in the crazy long line, and then I marked that I had handled and touched livestock because I went to a couple of dairy farms in Iceland, and I got pulled out of line for like another hour and a half, and I got asked 3 different times by different US customs agents, like, what food do you have? And I'm like, for the last time, I don't have food. I just went on a couple of dairy farms. And they're like, but did you wear those shoes there? And I said, no, they gave me boots there, and obviously they're still in Iceland. And they're like, oh, well, you're fine then. This was after they took my passport, after I had to go get my bag and then bring it over to another place to get checked. So that was a little bit of a bummer. And then, anyway, so I exited, and it was like, y'all, a light from heaven shone down, and there it was, a Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I need this so much in my life right now. So I go up, and my cousin Megan in Quincy in Massachusetts, if you're watching, you know our order, girl. I got the order. I think it was the worst coffee ever. JFK, New York City in general, let the masters in Boston make your Dunkin' Donuts. It just tastes so much better if you get it around in Boston. But I'm totally biased, but whatever. So that was kind of a bummer. But anyway, so I got on the air train I had to get off at Federal Circle. That's where like all the hotel shuttles go, and you can rent a car there. And anyway, so I get off there, and I go down, and there's like a little kiosk that has like a payphone, and all the hotels have like a 2-digit number, and you just punch it in and they send the shuttle. Well, I'm staying at the Hampton Inn, and the Hampton Inn wasn't on the list. So this nice girl that works for the airport shuttle places, she was there, and I was like, hey, weird question, but can you call the Hampton Inn for me on your own phone, because I don't have phone service here in the States right now. I live in Ireland, and I had to like give her my life story because that's who I am. And she was super nice, and she called for me, and then we got to chatting, and she is from Jamaica, and so I was telling her about, how I lived in St. Kitts, and it was just really nice. And, we talked about the culture and the custom differences from the Caribbean versus, the hustle and bustle of New York, and it made me kind of miss St. Kitts a tiny bit. Yeah, so she was really nice to talk to, super helpful. And so anyway, so I go out to go wait for my shuttle. It's like a little circle where all the shuttles come in, and I'm waiting for like half an hour, and it still hadn't showed up. And this Courtyard by Marriott comes up and picks up this one guy, and the shuttle driver gets out of the car and he asks this other lady next to me who she was waiting for, and then he asked me the same question. I told him where I was going, and he goes, "Oh, it's right next door to the courtyard. Why don't you just hop in with me?" Guys, there are nice people in this world, so we all, like, just gotta be one of them and just always be kind to people, and you get what you give. If you just are polite and kind to people, I'm a really strong believer that you get it back. So that was really nice. So the nice guy dropped me off here, and I checked into my room, and I obviously took a shower, and went down to the vending machine and got some snacks, and I'm just living my best life right now, and I'm probably gonna watch some more Queer Eye and get to bed a little early because my flight leaves at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning to go to Seattle. The jet lag's gonna hit me so hard. I'm just waiting for it. But hopefully, Megan, one of the girls, hopefully we have a little, like, 1/3 of the group reunion. She is on an externship around this area, I think, and hopefully she can meet me. I'll try to film a little something if we do end up getting together tonight, as long as it's okay with her. If not, then obviously we didn't meet up. So yeah, but I'm here. I'm really tired. I have a headache, but the nice lady at the front desk gave me 2 bottles of water, and yeah, so I'm just gonna hang out and have a little snack and see what Megan wants to do, if she can meet up. If not, I'll have to figure something out for dinner, because vending machine food isn't gonna cut it for this girl tonight. So but yeah, but I'm in New York right now. It's good to be stateside, and I'm making that big trek to Alaska tomorrow. So that's it for now, and I'll check in later. It's 4:20 in the morning, and I'm leaving my hotel now to go to the airport. Good morning. So I am in Ketchikan, Alaska for my next externship, and I'm actually staying at my friend Jolene's mom and dad's house, and they have like a hardtop camper next to the house, overlooking like this incredible bay or like cove here. Yeah, so I'm in the camper here, and it's the morning of my first day. I just got here yesterday, early afternoon. I was so tired. Yeah, traveling was crazy. So my flight out of JFK was at 7, which I filmed me leaving the hotel, and I think that was the last thing I actually vlogged. Whoops. But I had a 5-hour flight from JFK from New York to Seattle, and I had about a 40-minute layover in Seattle to run to my next gate. And then there's construction going on at the Seattle airport, so all of us coming to Ketchikan, it was a smaller Delta plane, but we had to get on a little bus to trolley out to the plane, which was in like another location, and then we got on the plane. And then I didn't realize, I'm silly, I didn't realize Alaska, I thought it was Pacific time zone. It's an hour behind Pacific time zone, so all my friends on the Eastern time, I'm 4 hours behind you now, so that was a really quick jump from actually being in the same time zone for like 12 hours or so. But yeah, so I'm here. It's my first morning. I should have filmed when Jolene picked me up, but also I cried, so I was so excited to see her. When I get so excited, I just cry because I can't even. And she picked me up, and there's a ferry that comes every 30 minutes because the airport's on like a little tiny island strip across from the actual island. And it's like a really quick ferry ride, like 10 minutes maybe. Yeah, it was super easy. And when we were actually waiting to board the ferry, like a huge cruise ship pulled in. They had a bunch of cruise ships here, and Jolene was saying that they can fit up to 6 boats here in Ketchikan, and when it's a busy day, the population of the island doubles just from like the tourists here. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah, so we got back to the island, And oh my gosh, what did we even do? I met her dog. Her dog was waiting in the car, which is awesome. She's so sweet. She reminds me of my Macy. She was like resting her head on my shoulder when we were driving. It was really cute. We got something to eat, and then we went to the house. She's house sitting, and I met her boyfriend finally, and so we just hung out for a little bit, and then she had to finish writing a discharge letter for a patient who we thought she was going to discharge like yesterday evening, but ended up not. But then she did take me by the clinic, and it's super nice. And so I'm really excited to start there. I met a kennel assistant and one of the technicians there, and they're very nice. And after that, we just kind of drove around town really quick. We met up with one of her friends who works on a cruise ship, so that was pretty cool. So we got a beer with him. So I got an Alaskan beer at like a little bar, fish house kind of place. It was really cool. And then we came here, and on the way, I can put this in the vlog too, it was like this little bridge, and there's kind of like a little open, not like valley down, but there's a little opening underneath this little bridge, and she goes, "Oh, I wonder if there are any bears down there." And I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Wait, do you have black bears or grizzly bears here?" And she goes, "Black bears." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And so we pull over, and sure enough, there's a sow and her cub. I think that's the proper bear term, a sow for a female. Yeah. Yeah, so she was just hanging out there with her cub, and it was so cool. But then they started getting a little too close, and everyone just like scattered, because common sense rule number 1, you don't ever go between a mother and her cub. And that goes in humans too, I feel like. So that was really cool. And then we came to her mom and dad's house, and so she got me hooked up here, and she's actually coming to pick me up for our first day. Rounds are at 8. I'm super excited. Yeah, so Alaska's really pretty. As I was like getting settled in here, a bald eagle flew through right outside here, so that was really crazy. And then they're saying sometimes they can see whales up in this bay, like orcas or humpbacks, and I'm just like, where even am I right now? So that's really cool. But yeah, so I'm in Alaska, and I'm very excited to be here. It's a really cool town. The people are pretty nice. It actually reminds me a lot of Vermont, where my parents have a place, and it kind of reminds me of the Northeast Kingdom a little bit in a lot of ways. So that's really kind of comforting for me, actually. But yeah, so I'm here. I'm really excited. I'm excited to learn a lot, and yeah, stay tuned.
Man, you guys see a banana slug?
Yeah.
What is this thing there? Huge.
Capital Y. Did you get the rock?
Good morning. been the worst, and I haven't really vlogged since I've been in Alaska, and I'm gonna tell you why. I've been super busy at this clinic I've been at. So I worked Monday through Saturday last week, and Monday through Friday, today's Friday, today, and I'm leaving tomorrow. My flight's at like 1:20, but I'm gonna go in the clinic in the morning, I think, and then just go, the airport's really close to the clinic actually, so I'm just gonna go from there. So I've been super busy, and also Jolene doesn't love being on camera, and so I didn't want to make her uncomfortable, and you know, I really just wanted to enjoy my time hanging out with her, and yeah, so, but today's my last morning. I love Ketchikan. It's so awesome up here. I've loved the work I've been able to do. I had my first solo cat spay the other day, and it was so awesome. I was really nervous about it. This cat was with kittens, and unfortunately, we weren't able to save the kittens, but the uterus, you know, was huge, because she was with the kittens, and I was really concerned about making sure my sutures were well ligated and, you know, nothing would be bleeding, and it went really well. And when I got everything removed and I was closing her up, all the techs and the doctors applauded me, and that was just a really unreal moment. It was so cool. And then the owner called the next morning, just to say that she thought the incision looked great and the skin sutures were beautifully placed, and I was like, oh, I did that. So that was a really cool moment for me. I've done some cat neuters with Jolene, which has been pretty cool. And I've taken my own cases, and Dr. Marna, her mentor, has let me handle them, and yeah, and so I've worked them up completely myself. I've been in charge of client communication with recheck setups. They've been seen with me. I was in charge of like what medications and treatments I wanted to do, and it was really nice to consult with her and Jolene, and then if I was missing a little something, they'd kind of steer me back in the right direction, but for the most part, this is all me. So I learned a lot about upper respiratory tract infections in cats, and GI disease, and yeah, I've done a lot, and so I've been really tired, but it's been really cool having my own patients and like hospitalizing them, and then being able to send them home, and seeing all that whole process. That's been great. So today is my last day. People are staring at me in the parking lot like I'm crazy because I'm just sitting in Jolene's car talking, but I'm about to go in and buy some donuts for the girls. I brought in some donut holes last Friday, and we just gotta celebrate it being Friday and getting through the week, especially, oh my gosh, Wednesday and yesterday were insane at the clinic. Insane. Dr. Marna was on Craig, another island. They have a little clinic over there that she goes to like once a month, and it was Jolene and I, and it was insane the last couple of days. So, yeah, so I'm getting some donut holes for the girls, and yeah, happy Friday, y'all. I'm really sorry, haven't really filmed much lately, but let me just show you this view that I'm looking at here in the parking lot of the grocery store in Alaska. It's pretty insane. Okay. Update. I went to start Jolene's car after getting the donut holes for the girls, and it's not starting. So she has a screwdriver in here, and I just got a tap underneath the ignition to hopefully get the car to turn over. I just went and had to go back into the store and call her on Wi-Fi. So I know nothing about cars. It took my dad like 2 years to help me understand the concept and the importance of checking the oil. We'll see how this goes, kids. Okay, bye. Well, I couldn't get it to start. A nice lady came over and she had me pop the hood, and she was like, oh, your battery seems connected and the radio's turning on and stuff, so I don't think it's a battery thing, I think it's the starter. So I don't know if I should just like walk. It's not super far to the clinic, but there is a really pretty good hill to go up to get there, but yeah, so happy Friday, folks. Coming live to you, stranded in the parking lot of a grocery store in Alaska, with donut holes at least though, so that's cool. I'm walking, so hey, you get to see part of the town with me, I guess, today. So stay tuned, we're hoofing it. This hill. Oh. Well, luckily the emergency room is right back there, strategically placed on this hill because it's killer. And here it is, just up here. Okay, I made it. Almost there. Hey guys, I just realized I never ended my Alaska vlog, so I'm ending my Alaska vlog. So, sorry I didn't film a lot, but there are a few snippets of a fun weekend. I went walking with Jolene and her boyfriend and her dog. Her friend and her friend's husband, they entered like a little custom boat race, so that was a little clip in there. And there was a random slug. I don't know if anybody really cared to see that. Some really riveting footage there. So yeah, so sorry it got kind of the worst filming there. But yeah, I'm in Vermont now, and stay tuned for the Vermont vlog. Okay, bye.